This is TWiT.
He's Johnny Jet. He's a traveling guy. He travels the world, keeps track of all of that stuff, and then gives us his feedback right here, telling us how to use technology to travel better. And a good day to you, Johnny Jet, on a Sunday. What were you yesterday? You were busy with family matters back east.
Yes, I was in Connecticut, and actually the day before I went to the Freddy Awards in New Jersey.
Is that the big travel awards, the Freddy's?
No, it's for all the airlines and hotels, all the reward programs.
Oh.
And so, you know, if you went to American's homepage for, you know, last month, right on the homepage it said, please vote for us for the Freddy's, which is why I think they won the program of the year for airline in North America, which I don't agree with it. But
who has the best? Actually, that's a really good question. Who has the best?
Well, it all depends on where the person's traveling to, you know, what routes you're taking, where you want to go with your miles. These days, to use your miles is next to impossible to use them at the lowest amount. Now you have to pretty much use double miles, fly on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Saturdays. But, you know, everyone says Alaska Airlines is the best right now because they offer 1 mile per mile flown instead of the other ones are offering, you know, per dollar spent.
Okay. That's how it used to be, didn't it? 1 mile per mile?
It did.
Yeah,
but then, you know, all the board members, they all cut back. The only one that hasn't now is Alaska Airlines. So they're the ones that are, you know, they should have won that award, in my opinion.
Well, it's who votes for this?
There was over, I think they said over 11 million people voted.
So it's flyers.
So it's travelers. Yeah. It's, you know, people all over the world. Actually, they said the #1 country that voted was from Argentina, which that shocked me.
Wow.
And then Russia.
And did United win anything for, like, you know, best
beating people up,
best customer dragging? Or actually, United has settled. I saw in an undisclosed amount, which I imagine was fairly hefty.
I have no idea, but I'm guessing at least 10 million.
Yeah. Wow. And more importantly for us, you know, Doctor Dow's happy about the settlement, but more importantly for us, they've changed their policy, including doing what Delta did, which is raising the maximum bump fee to what, $10,000?
They went $50 more than Delta, so they're up to 10,000. But no one's ever going to see 10,000 because people are they're gonna get off at 5,000 or 4,000.
I mean, that's
whatever
a lot of money. Yeah. But that, and they also said, and this was, I thought, very important. In fact, I'm thinking maybe I'll reconsider my decision to not fly United ever again. They said we will not bump anybody who's already seated. Once you're seated, you're in the plane.
Right.
And I like that.
Actually, a lot of good came out of this.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. And it's why you know, it's one of the things that the technology angle on this is there's cameras everywhere now. Everybody's got a camera phone on them. You can't get away with anything.
No.
Because
that's why all these incidents have blown up because their cameras are rolling. Yeah, this still happened back then. It just people didn't know about it.
Started, you know what? It's the 25th anniversary of Rodney King in L.A. and it started with Rodney King because of camcorders, and that's a good thing, I think. You know,
for sure.
Yeah, so
keeps people honest.
Yeah, the airlines now are, I think, going to treat their passengers a little bit better when it comes to bumping, and that's a good thing.
Well, I think the airlines are going to have to install cameras in the cabins just so they
competing points of view. Yeah. Well, you have your video, but look at our video.
Right. So we'll see. But if you want to relive the golden age of travel, I did this last week, and I don't know if you saw it on my Facebook page, but I tweeted it. Go to panamexperience.com.
This was the coolest thing ever.
It really is. So, you know, they're sold out through July, but they do it's fine dining every other weekend. But you're on an old 747. They have, you know, 15 flight attendants, and they're reliving the Pan Am days of first class. So you're having Chateaubriand, you know, all the alcohols included, and it's just a lot of fun. I wrote about it. I just tweeted about it.
There's a great article at johnnyjet.com. It's so cool. The flight attendants are wearing the classic Pan Am outfits, and they come on, and the pilot. There's even pilots, right? And now this guy, what did he do? He recreated a 747.
He bought an old 747 from the Mojave Desert, brought it to his house in Redondo Beach, the lower part, and then he partnered up with this guy who's a big Hollywood prop master. And they to the valley. They added an upper deck. And now this is where they film almost they have a bunch of planes there, and this is where they film pretty much every TV show or movie that has an airplane scene in it, including Bridesmaid, that hilarious scene on the plane. Yeah, also, the show Pan Am was filmed there. Pretty much everything is filmed there.
So it's a movie set, in effect. You're on a movie set, but then they add all the creature comforts.
And they have really good food. It's a 4-hour experience.
There's a difference from the
right here.
Yeah, they fake cigarettes. I know. I thought that was funny.
Cigarettes,
yeah,
and it's awesome. And they give you tickets so you can bring stuff, and they do games. It's really a lot of fun. It's not cheap, but for people who are aviation fans or Pan Am fans, it's one of the best dinners you'll have in a long time.
Yeah, do read Johnny's article. Lisa, my wife, said, "Hey, did you see what Johnny did?" And I had to go and see it, and it's just amazing.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And I got another website for you, air related. It's called Airwander.
Okay.
AirWander.com. So this is if you're looking to fly somewhere and do a stopover. It makes it really easy. I think I mentioned one similar to this a few months ago. So you just put in your city pairs, the dates, and then hit stopover, and it will give you the options that you can choose and how much it will cost you to do the stopover. And, I love making multiple stops because this way you get, more bang for your buck. You get to see different places. One of my favorite trips is to do around the world, which you can also plan on here too, but it breaks up the flights.
So that is really cool. That is really cool.
You got to put in your dates and your city pairs, and then and just check it out. So I put in New York to Paris. Actually, no, LA to Paris, and they said for $29 more, I could stop in Paris. Sorry, I could stop in Rome, or I could go down to even South America. They would even give you options, but that was $900 more. But it all depends on the routing and things like that. And there's tons of options.
I'm leaving today, my friends. And look at all the places I could go on the way.
So you could go to Iceland for negative it will save you
$12 if you're willing to stop and that's usually the case because that's Icelandic Air, right?
I would think,
but it's not a whole lot more. Just if I want to add Newark, well, that's not a good choice. Barcelona, Venice, Bologna. Wow, this is cool. That's really neat.
So this is I love that it encourages people to travel more and to see different places.
Yeah. And
if you wanted to spend a night, you could just spend a night there, or you can spend a week, whatever you want to do.
Wow, and I just love looking at that list. It just gives me wanderlust.
For sure. I mean, I love to travel, and anything that encourages people to go out and see the world. As I said it before, I as corny as it sounds, I truly believe the more people that travel internationally, the less prejudices there will be in the world, because people realize that 97% of the people are good people all around the world, but only that 3% get the negative attention.
I agree 100%. Yep. We got a minute left. You want to do an app, or you want to save it for next time?
No, I can do an app. Here's one called Jet Radar. And so this one is good if you want to set a fare alert. I've always talked about doing fare alerts. So this one will help you set a fare alert. You just put in your city pairs, your dates, and it will let you know if the price drops. Also, what I like about this app is the price map on there. So if you don't know where you want to go, but you have a certain amount of money, you can put in your home airport, and then it will show you a world map, and it will give you options. And you could fly to, London for $800 or whatever the price is.
I like it.
And it's free on iOS and Android.
Jet Radar, cheap flights and airline tickets. Johnny Jet is at johnnyjet.com. Follow him on Instagram and Twitter too, and don't forget to sign up for his travel newsletter. We'll see you next week, Johnny. Safe travels.
Later.
Yeah, I loved that. That Pan Am thing was so cool. I was so jealous. But is the food... Yeah, he's smoking a cigarette. I love that they come up and they light your fake cigarette. I think that's so...
Well, they don't light it. They just pretend they light it for the photos. They have a photographer on board.
It's so cute.
And they give you the cigarettes to take. My buddy was like, he used to be a smoker. I'm looking at him. He's just like, the whole night. He's like this.
It makes him happy. Makes him happy. So the food is good, though. I mean, it's worth it for the food.
The food is good, and it's multiple courses. They give you the menu. This is the cocktail
menu. So cute. I think Lisa and I might come down and do that. It's in Redondo Beach, huh?
No, actually, this is in the Valley. He set it up originally in Redondo.
Oh, I see.
And then he moved it to the movie studio, which is just like this, very random and looks terrible on the outside, but on the inside is where the magic happens.
Okay, cool.
So that's outside the Valley.
Cool.
Or in the Valley.
The Valley is like somewhere far away, though, isn't it?
It's 30 miles from LAX, and they give you Pan Am tickets. They give you.
I know. I love it. You check in.
They check in, and they have a lot of fun. I mean, I think they hire all models and actresses, and they.
Oh yeah, they look gorgeous.
They really recreate the whole.
I felt like it was in Catch Me If You Can.
Yes, and I think they actually filmed that. They might even film that there. I'm not sure on that. I think they filmed that at Long Beach Airport. Yeah. But the studio scenes might have been in there.
But there's that great scene where he's dressed as a captain, Pan Am captain, and he's walking with 2 flight attendants, 2 stewardesses on either arm. And oh man, it's just like those are the days. And
that's how they enter the restaurant or the.
Oh yeah,
right
I saw that.
There's a half-hour cocktail party.
That's so great.
And they all come in that way, and they just wave to the crowd, and they get on the plane. It's really they do a nice job.
It's so cute. Lisa was looking at something and she saw, remember PSA? You might be too young to remember Pacific Southwest Airways. And she saw the flight attendants' uniform. She said they didn't dress like that. And I said, they did. They did. It was like hot pants and like bright colors. They looked like a orange sherbet.
Yep.
I said,
Southwest was.
I totally remember. I used to fly PSA to school. And that was always wild. Yeah, it was before Southwest. PSA was kind of like Southwest. They also had the seating where you'd face each other, which I love.
Yeah. Southwest used to have that too. The bucket seats.
Yeah.
So where did you go to school, by the way?
I went Connecticut.
Where'd you go?
I went to Yale.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah. So I know Connecticut.
Where were you flying from, though?
Well, yeah, PSA couldn't have gone to Connecticut, so I don't remember why I was flying PSA.
You can fly to New York. I mean,
yeah. What first time I did it, I flew to New Haven, which was nuts.
But you lived in Rhode Island.
No, I lived in California by that time.
Okay.
So the first time I did it, I flew to New Haven. That was nuts. So from then on, I would fly to New York, and they'd have an airporter to New Haven.
Yeah, I fly to the New York airports all the time.
I guess so. PSA would fly to New York. I guess they would.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Because it was like Pacific Southwest, but
I think America West bought PSA, and then
they had the smiles on the airplanes. And then let me show you this. She said they didn't dress like that, and I said they absolutely did dress like that. No, that's how I vividly, like a college kid, I remember it.
Yeah. And in this Pan Am experience, actually, throughout dinner, they model the old uniforms.
I love the old uniform with the hats, right? They had those.
They have the hats. They say the dates, the capes.
Yeah. I don't think I ever got to fly Pan Am. I don't think. All right, Johnny.
Anyway,
take
care.
Take care.
See you next week.
See you next time.